Well, I don't think a government shutdown is necessary, and I don't think most people want to see a government shutdown.
No, bitch! Shut this shit down! And you might be thinking, why, Hassan? Well, the government's shutting down because Democrats are refusing to vote on a budget bill that doesn't include a legislative fix protecting 700,000 Dreamers who have willingly handed over all of their information to the government. Well, that, and because Trump is a maniac pushing for $18 billion in funding for a magical border fence and no one can reach a compromise. But if you ask Paul Ryan, he won't mention any of that, though.
To push that aside and try and jeopardize funding for things like S-chip in our military, to me, makes no sense.
This is gaslighting 101, Paul Ryan. I love how you're acting like your party isn't single-handedly responsible for not extending funding to the Children's Health Insurance Program because you've been using it as a bargaining chip to push whatever insanely cruel legislation that will help your corporate benefactors.
I feel that it makes no sense for Democrats to try and bring us to a shutdown, to try and cut off CHIP funding for the states that are running out of money.
This is like the schoolyard bully grabbing your arm and just like punching you with your own fist and then going, why do you condone this violent behavior? And this wouldn't happen if you'd simply hand over your lunch money, then adding, I care about children's lives, all while maintaining his innocence. This is almost as hypocritical as me getting mad at someone else for shameless self-promotion, when that's literally all I do. Follow my Instagram at Sandy Piker. But back to CHIP. CHIP is literally one of the most popular bipartisan social safety net programs in our gridlocked shithole political system. It was created for perhaps the most honorable purpose:
to provide health insurance to children and families that make too much money to qualify for Medicaid, but not enough to afford it on their own. Last year alone, nearly 9 million children were enrolled.
But yeah, for Republicans, it's just another entitlement program that can be cut down easily, or used as a tool to leave the Dreamers twisting in the wind of legal limbo. You know, those same pro-life Republicans.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. 44 years ago, our Supreme Court turned away from the first of these timeless ideals. But today, because of all of you, life is winning again in America.
Life is winning again, unless, you know, you're a dreamer or a child from a low-income family. How can you so fervently advocate for the rights of unborn fetuses, but then completely abandon those abortion survivors once they're born? It just makes no sense. Assuming you actually give a shit about children, that is. But I guess we already know that pro-life doesn't extend to all lives. It certainly doesn't extend to the lives of Dreamers. But the reason why this duplicitous sleight of hand is a tried and true Republican position is because it works. And not just for pro-life talking points either. Just consider the second part of Ryan's statement.
When you see a situation where more men and women in our military are dying in training accidents than they are in combat, it's a serious situation. And to block funding for our military with a Friday deadline over unrelated issues just makes no sense to me. It's wrong.
Well, this is the almost comically played out Republican trope of respecting your service whenever it benefits them. I mean, the last time the government was shut down, Republicans did the exact same thing by rushing to the nearest World War II memorial to conduct the same kind of performative military support. Yes.
You who served our country, who risked your lives, let me just say, thank you.
I want to thank y'all, because without prostituting y'all, how could we ever strong-arm the Democrats? So I want to say to each and every one of you, thank you. Now some remarks from Sarah Palin, who will admit why we're actually doing this.
We will not be timid in calling out any who would use our military, our vets, as pawns in a political game.
Except for Republican politicians, who use the real suffering of veterans as something to remember only as leverage when trying to strong-arm Democrats into folding. I mean, I'll prove it to you. If Republicans genuinely cared about our troops, they wouldn't spike bills that increase funds for veterans by adding poison pill provisions like sanctions on Iran amidst peace talks under Obama.
You got a whole lot of issues out there that this legislation addressed, and that's why it had such enthusiastic support from the veterans community.
And the Republicans say we can't afford it.
Do you see the inherent irony here? Republicans, who hail themselves as patriots and defenders of our troops, were literally trying to send more of them out to die by starting another war, or at the very least, knowingly using this anti-peace provision to stop a bill that would help the veterans of the past 2 wars.
It really was quite incredible to see almost all Republicans, we got 2, almost all Republicans put their partisan loyalty ahead of the needs of the veterans of this country.
So in the upcoming couple of days, whenever you hear about Republicans blaming Democrats for not arriving at a compromise, know that the real reason is because Democrats are finally refusing to bend the knee to Republicans using 700,000 residents as nothing more than just a simple political bargaining chip. I'm Hassan Piker. Please don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section below, and I will be responding to as many of them as I possibly can. And also, because Facebook is preventing my Facebook page and other Facebook pages from being featured on your timeline, if you want to still see all of my videos in a timely manner, please don't forget to click on See First at the top of my page underneath the following tab. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Hassan D. Piker and on Twitter at Hassan the Hunt. And this has been The Breakdown.